Generally, landing an aircraft is much more dangerous than takeoff and necessitates very precise management. Usually the most challenging part of a flight is the landing, which requires extremely high levels of pilotage expertise because it involves slowing down and descending to the runway. Reducing speed is key to landing, and pilots can use the help of flaps, landing gear, or speed brakes to increase drag or decrease thrust. With advancing technology, inventions and modifications have been made to make this process more seamless. Even though you have probably heard that flying is a very safe form of transportation, which is true, occasionally hearing the news about a plane disaster or emergency landing might make you feel uneasy. Landing a heavy plane down smoothly from a high altitude is tough enough, but squeezing a large plane into small runways or a runway with limited space is asking for even more of these poor pilots. But these are real-life tasks that pilots have to deal with every day.
10, 5.
Well, here's the good news. Engineers, the superheroes of this story, have been working tirelessly to ensure safe and seamless landing more than ever before and continue to do so. They are actually making commendable progress, such as the installation of precautionary surfaces on runways to ensure a safe landing. You would also be happy to hear of the special landing capabilities and machinery that have been designed. How? The secret is EMAS. An Engineered Materials Arresting System, or EMAS, uses a specially installed surface to instantly stop any aircraft that approaches it. Some runways may have EMAS placed at the end to reduce the severity and dangers involved with any overrun off the end of the runway. Operationally, it might also be put in place to stop an overrun from affecting adjacent runways, thereby reducing the effects of an overrun on capacity. Sounds good, right? But it wasn't so easy to achieve. Early attempts to place gravel arrestor beds at the ends of runways in the absence of any international regulations proved to be a fire hazard, almost as if it were an extended overrun. This was because the gravel bed's hard debris frequently punctured wing fuel tanks and started fires. These fires are extremely challenging to put out because the gasoline leak seeps into the gravel bed and feeds the fire. Afterward, on December 21st, 1984, the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, and the United States Air Force agreed to assess the viability of soft ground arresting systems and develop standards for the design. In 1989, the FAA also launched an experimental program with the U.S. Naval Air Engineering Center to carry out tests on soft ground materials. These tests were performed to validate the theoretical stopping distance estimates. EMAS was the outcome of these tests. The primary use of EMAS has been where the ground profile at the end of a damaging runway. What we mean by this is a runway that could cause severe damage or completely destroy an aircraft if it were to overshoot its landing or if it were to land after a failed high-speed takeoff. The ZODIAC AEROSPACE EMAS product's design is based on the ability to handle overrun speeds of the past and sizes of aircrafts that may use specific runways. Each installation is customized to the current environmental conditions and the maximum EMAS entrance speed for each type of aircraft. It complies with every requirement of the relevant FAA guidance. A setback distance that starts right after the end of the paved runway surface marks the location of the ZODIAC EMAS, which is a bed of cellular cement blocks covered in a protective cover. Under the weight of an airplane, the blocks consistently and predictably crunch, allowing for a quick but nevertheless gradual and even deceleration. That's not all. Hot asphalt is used to attach each lightweight block to the EMAS base. The seams between the blocks are subsequently taped at the upper surfaces to stop water infiltration. With increasing distance from the runway, the EMAS bed gradually gets deeper, typically from around 25 centimeters to 75 centimeters. The needed arrestor bed layout is calculated using an FAA-approved computer model of the wheel and compacted cellular cement interface based on the aircraft weight and EMAS entrance speed. The heaviest aircraft will typically be the essential aircraft. Still, since the arrangement of the landing gear and the pressure of the tires also matter, this is not always the case. Additionally, the length, the height, the angle of slope, and the breadth of the installation area are all taken into consideration while designing each system. Performance typically accounts for aircraft types with more than 500 movements annually and makes the assumption that these aircraft will operate at 100% of the MTOM, or maximum takeoff weight, or 80% of the MLW, or maximum landing weight, of any runway. The majority of installations to date have utilized a bed entry speed of up to 70 knots. Honestly, how did they come up with such a brilliant idea? An EMAS from ZODIAC Aerospace has a 20-year design life at a minimum. Although necessary, routine inspection and maintenance only have a few requirements. It may take many days to restore a bed after excessive use, and it cannot be done in below freezing temperatures. This is where Safran comes in. Safran landing systems are known for producing some of the best landing gear, wheels, brakes, and hydraulic systems in the world. They also offer comprehensive assistance to clients like airlines and airframers, like teaching them how to carry out certain maintenance procedures. So, to extend the landing gear's shelf life and prevent wear and tear, the equipment is taken to Safran's engineers for regular maintenance and servicing. Speaking of engineers, one time the US Air Force took on the task of building a brand new landing pad for the aircraft. The brilliant engineers magically created the AM2 airfield matting system. Just kidding, it really just required a lot of critical thinking to develop. The AM2, an airfield matting system made from extruded 6061 T6 aluminum alloy, is used to construct temporary aircraft operating surfaces. Matting systems are used for temporary applications on soft soils to reduce ground pressure exerted by aircraft, heavy equipment, vehicles, and construction material. They have been used for military airfields, construction platforms, and similar applications. AM2 matting is made of 1.5 inches by 2 feet steel rectangles coated with an epoxy non-skid substance to create runways, taxiways, parking, and other locations. These rectangles are offered in both 6 and 12-foot lengths. Definitely an ingenious invention, but we also need to let you in on some extraordinary aircraft with special landing capabilities. Not all aircraft land the same. While some pilots have to worry about the landing surface in some aircraft, in others, they don't. For example, the LC-130. The Lockheed LC-130 is a ski-equipped United States Air Force variant of the C-130 Hercules used in the Arctic and Antarctic. This artificial bird is designed specifically to adapt to land effectively. Pilots worry less because the tactical part of the airlift mission is primarily carried out by the C-130 Hercules. This aircraft's primary conveyance is to airdrop troops and equipment into dangerous locations while being capable of taking off from rocky dirt strips. The C-130, on the other hand, can carry a wide range of enormous goods via its aft loading ramp and door, including everything from utility helicopters and 6-wheeled armored vehicles to regular palletized freight and military troops. It can airdrop goods weighing up to 42,000 pounds when performing airborne delivery missions, land on rocky, uneven dirt strips, and deliver freight using its high flotation landing gear. What makes this airlift so special? Well, its design. The engine is built high on the tail, so there is less risk of being damaged on landing. Also, the C-130 is not very fast if you place it side by side with other more modern aircraft, but the low speed is an added benefit. Because of its reduced speed, the C-130 allows the pilot to settle into the landing process without any rush. It's hard to have a landing-related hazard with this plane. It's tough, sturdy, durable, a great tool for the battlefield, and also designed to carry goods. There is nothing this machine cannot do. Another impressive plane is the AT-6 Wolverine, which operates at reduced speeds similar to the C-130, and its lightweight is a bonus. It is propeller-driven, small in size, and is cheaper to operate. For primary weapon training or light assault missions, the BEECHCRAFT T-6 TEXAN II training aircraft AT-6B Wolverine is an armed version of the aircraft. Training, manned intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, or ISR, and light precision assault are just a few of the diverse missions the AT-6 Wolverine can perform. Its unconventional skills are perfect for civic support and internal defense missions. This is why armed reconnaissance aircraft also come with retractable tricycle landing gear. Safe landing personified. Thanks for watching.